Hello everyone, this is Zeeebo and welcome to this AFK journey video. So in this AFK journey video, we're going to talk about how to get more star levels from your order items. So the star levels is important because this additional star levels actually give you more bonus ancient points and ancient wish points based off the items you deliver. So let's say, for example, we deliver this, we get this amount. We deliver this, you can see that we don't get these star rewards right here, right? Because there's no bonus star. So the more items you have, the more star rewards you can get, especially if all your items have multiple stars and you get the additional rewards. Sometimes if you have like 4 or 5 items and all of them have a star, your star rewards might actually be way more than your basic rewards. So this additional bonus is massive in the long run, the more stars you can produce. So in today's video, we're going to talk about how you can get more stars off your production, what you can do, what you want to take note of. So without further ado, starting off with the first thing, you want to upgrade all your production buildings first before you mass produce certain items. So at the start, what you want to do is you produce the item based on how much you need on a single basis, because at the lower levels, your cards are not the strongest. Your items or your skills or your different card deck abilities, they are not upgraded yet. So you want to check out your production card or your process card right here to see their upgrade requirements. So there are certain upgrade requirements which requires you to have certain items prepared from the other production building. There are certain process upgrade which requires you to cook certain items a certain number of time, but most importantly, in most cases, your process card is affected by your building levels. So you want to usually, in most cases, upgrade your kitchen first, upgrade your forge, upgrade your alchemy shop before you produce anything. This is very important because these additional card power-ups, they are massive, right? They give you a lot more bonus, and like each of this card adds up and they give you like more points for all the different items that you're going to produce. So ideally, in most cases, I mentioned this before, you want to upgrade your production buildings first to give you more resources. That's more important because you can stock up your resources, then you make the stuff later, right? Then you upgrade your functions building before you mass produce. So talking about mass production, you can choose to do it like 1 time, 10 times, or 5 times based on how many items you want to produce. But in most cases, before you start producing, check out the quality charts to see how much points you need to get the various star levels. So for example, right now we are currently at level 6. We have salted dry fruit. So this one gives us 5 deck setup. And if you take a look at the deck setup over here, we only get like 6/6 with like double trigger with additional bonus from slow cook. So ideally, you want to do a 1-time check first before you do a 5-time produce or 6-time produce. Once you find that optimal combination for you to get like a 3-4 star dish itself or whatever items itself, then you can do the 10 times more safely so that you can produce a lot more. So that's for the producing side, the mass producing side. So this is where you check the stars you can get based off the points, and then from there you find your best deck setup. So right now we're going to talk about some of the hidden combination in kitchen that you want to know. So first of all, if let's say you're currently at the lower level with maybe like toast, for example, if you have like 5 deck setup, the optimal combo is actually to have cards that gets repeated power-ups or additional bonus based off what other cards can do. So in the kitchen's case, is heat control as well as slow cook, because heat control has a 50% chance to trigger 1 more time with decent power-ups, right? And there's a combo with slow cook right here, which triggers additional heat control or triggers additional color when you trigger heat control. So heat control has a possibility to trigger once again. And then this means that you get heat control, slow cook, heat control, slow cook, maybe off just 1 card. So that's the combo here. Obviously, there are certain cases where if you have lesser cards, just going for like the simple additional random colors is more impactful. So later on we'll show that. But the idea for this is that this combo is much more efficient if you have a lot of cards, because you have a higher chance of chaining into the combos. Whereas let's say if you do season, for example, if you start off with season, right, your random color times 2 is not that big. Season is a lot better when there's lesser cards, similar to card right here. Whereas heat control and slow cook, all these repetitive combo cards itself is better when you have more card combos. So right here, we're going to showcase heat control with one slow cook. So one of this first, and then we're going to do one with, we're just going to do random. So usually I'll just do random. So right here, slow cook came last. We have like the lucky power up, so we weren't able to showcase the combo. So let's try again. Okay, so right now my cards are quite high, so we do the slow cook heat control combo. Once again, okay, we do manual this time around. So let's open this card. Okay, heat control. So triggered 2 times. So now we have slow cook. So now whatever heat control we get will have additional power ups. Okay, heat control, power up. So you can see that it triggered twice. So there is this combo where you get more points on top of the heat control itself. That's from slow cook. Okay, slow cook once again, and then we have the last card of heat control. So 6/6, and then this card trigger once again, and then if heat control trigger once again, you get that slow cook combo. So for the items where you have lesser cards itself, I think just having the heat control and card without the slow cook combo is better, because the combo cards are only good if you have a lot of deck setups. Because if you are lucky, then you get the combos triggered earlier, then you get the bonus points. But let's say if you are not that lucky, like in terms of the card pick itself is kind of random, if you get it like later or somewhere in the middle, it might not be as efficient, and when you have so little cards, you don't get the most out of your combo. So in this case, I will always go for heat control, because heat control has a 50% chance to trigger, giving me quite a fair bit of points. So yeah, and my heat control is very high level, so the points are just way higher compared to like my card. So heat control for cooking is the core card in terms of getting most points, because it's just more because of how many times it can trigger. So that's the good thing. And for this kitchen over here, I'm using Danny, because Danny has a 10% chance to return the ingredients, effectively allowing me to make double the amount, similar to all these Mikola's buff and Morale buff. This is 1% chance to double kitchen output, but if you get back the materials, you can just make another batch of stuff. So it's the same thing, but I think way higher chances. So we're going with our dear Danny over here. So that's for the kitchen side, right, in terms of the cards. So right now we still have 1 more card or 2 more cards to unlock, I think, after level 7. Right now we're at level 6. We're going to upgrade our buildings more. But for the kitchen side, the core card in terms of the overall points will be heat control, because of its ability to trigger and its ability to combo with slow cook and even season based on your RNG. So that's for the kitchen side. Now let's move on to the orders that we need. Okay, so we need 1 of this. So let's just do this. So another thing to take note of is obviously having like higher level cards means that you can actually get more points just having better cards itself. So right here, we don't actually get our 4-star on this that easily, because oh, we're actually pretty lucky. Yeah, we're actually pretty lucky here. So we can see the different combos that we triggered off, because we got slow cook at the start. So our slow cook prop heat control, and then like heat control get back another turn, and then slow cook comboed. So we get like quite a fair bit of 4 stars. I think we can produce 10 times. This combo works for me. So let's see whether or not we're lucky again. Okay. Not the best, but I think we should be able to get a 3-star at the very least. Oh, even 4-star. Nice. So you can see this heat control plus slow cook combo once you're able to get it. So that's for this one. You submit this. 7 of this. You can see it's nearly as much as my basic rewards. Okay, so here we can submit as well. We're gonna submit everything eventually, so let's just do it. Okay, submit. So that's for the food stuff. So now we have the crafting stuff. Next we go into the crafting side of things. So for forge over here, let's go into forge. For the forge card combination, what I would actually suggest is a combination of heat up as well as charge and forge expert, because a forge expert is a card that gives you more color each subsequent cards. So even on its own, it can actually produce insane results. And then if you have heat up, you get additional +3 on all your artisan cards. So like if you get heat up, +3, and then your forge expert gets +3 on top of each card itself, you actually get a lot of points. There's also the charge. So the charge is next artisan cards time 1 affects all colors. So means that there is this possibility that you get a massive boost of point on charge. So that is the core cards for the forge side. So I haven't been using Ignite and Forge as much, because I think random color ×2 is just very RNG based, and having +5 is good, but Forge Expert can go up to like +10, 13 based off the number of cards you can slot in right here. So it's just a lot better. So without further ado, let's showcase this one. Oh, we need some materials. Okay, we need to craft something. Let me just go into a lumber mill first. Okay, so my lumber mill is all the way here. So like I mentioned, we group all our buildings together. I think we just put it. Yeah, we don't have a lot because we are using our lumbers for the upgrade itself. So if let's say we don't have enough, then it's going to be a little bit unfortunate. We can't actually showcase the crafting. Or maybe I'll choose a lower level item to craft. So, oh no, it's a wrong material. Oops. We need this one. Oops, we need to get like 31. So we just do one of that because like, we're pretty low on lumber. So let's go this one. Produce 148. Then we go back into the forge. So for the forge itself, pretty straightforward. Yeah, the same cards that I use is pretty much this few, heat up plus the charge over here. So let's do one and showcase. Okay, same thing. We use the same ability as Danny. 10% chance to return the materials during forging. Okay, so that's 4. That's 4 plus 3 because of the cut bonus. Heat up, okay. Okay, plus 13. So we get that additional bonus. And then you can see we get like this 3 stars pretty easily for items right here. So obviously my cut being higher level is also what contributed to more points. But this combo over here is pretty consistent for the forge side. Similar for other items. So let's say if we do a carve box over here, right? We just do a full forge expert. I think forge expert is just really, really good. Like even on its own. So like 1 time. Okay, 2 times. So you can see plus 7, plus 10. And then the last one, okay, pump. Then you get the additional bonus after the completion. So that's for the items over here. Lastly, let's talk about Alchemy. Because the Alchemy workshop is one of the later buildings. And the cut playstyle is a little bit different. Let me submit everything first. Let's get our daily submitted. Okay, so we'll do this later. But for the Alchemy side of things, the cards over here has this highest color and lowest color. So this still has better synergy with ingredients because of the higher color combo, and grind has better synergy with enchant because of the lower color combo. But enchant right here has the ability to -1 off random colors later on. So if you get enchant first, you actually lose a lot of points. So ideally what I would like to do is I will put 1 grind and 1 enchant with 3 ingredients with distill, so that if we proc a ingredient, and then distill, we get like massive highest color bonus while not affecting the lowest color because we never get any low color triggers yet. So that's the idea for this combo over here. So let's showcase this. Okay, we have the cards, but we're going to showcase the combo. Okay, grind first not the best because later on the other cards will minus. Okay, 10. Nice. So times 2, multiply the thing to get a +8 right here. Okay, so that's the combo right here, as you guys can see. So we are not at a higher level, so we don't have the additional finishing power up. So we're gonna try it once again. I think if this still came later, it will be better. Yeah, grind again. Okay, ingredient, distill. Okay, enchant right here being one of the last card. Okay, really good stuff. So the later enchants come, the better. We're gonna try double enchant to see whether or not we can get a better score. Okay, ingredient. This still came a little bit early. I think it's fine. I was got to enchant to cover it, but we're losing some points as we produce the item along the way, as you guys can see. So not the best. Okay, unfortunately. Ideally, you want enchant to come like super duper late. No, it came too early. Oh no. Okay, at least this still is the last card, but yeah, we just lost too much points there. So that's the idea of the combo for Alchemy. Alchemy is relatively new for me, so we're still trying to figure out what's the most optimal combo. I think the higher level you go, you'll get more bonus and lesser drawbacks. Obviously, we're currently at level 6. But for Alchemy's case, I think focusing on getting like max highest color number to give you more points is probably the way to go in terms of producing Alchemy items. So that's pretty much it. Other than all these card combos as well as leveling your building, managing your resources is also quite important because you need to have this enough resources for your item produce, but at the same time have enough resources to level up your buildings right here, as you guys can see. So I think we have been crafting a little bit too much I would say wooden stuff or too much forged stuff, so we are running a little bit low on the wood. So my buildings are mostly at level 6 still because of the lack of materials. So ideally you want to manage your orders that you're crafting as well, in terms of like, you know, the orders you choose to submit. So you produce the stuff where you have an abundance of resources for. So in this case for me right now is the food related stuff. So we'll reset, we'll abandon some quests and then go and produce more food. So that's the idea for this one. And that's it for this video. Just a simple run through of how to get more star items, get more wish points and ancient coins based off your functions or production buildings in general. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye guys.